It's me, Jessa, Sultry McZoe. I am back. Vlog every day in April, and I've been away for a couple days because, well, frankly, I just needed to have some downtime from something and technical difficulties. So some way I've got to figure out a way to get this on the road, portable and the like, so that I can do this every day and still be somewhat convenient. Because I'm a busy lady. I got stuff to do. And so today I really had to think about what I wanted to talk about because there are a lot of issues that are out and about and floating around. So I'm going to touch on a couple of them. The first is, I just want to say, nobody in the world owes you anything, okay? As somebody that is passionate about what she does and works really, really hard to do that. And for me, it's blogging and podcasting and sort of creating a geek presence, speaking on panels and the like. For me, I work really hard. I mean, these are things that I'm passionate about, and I work a full-time job, and then I put in all sorts of crazy hours creating content and thinking of panel ideas and recording podcasts and coordinating people to discuss geeky topics. And it's funny, my friend Kevin made a good point. At a certain point, you make it look easy, and people don't really understand the amount of work that goes into doing these things. And he's right. I look at a show like Get to Be a Gamer that we try to produce regularly. And this past week has been really stressful, even just for that show, to record a regular episode that unfortunately is not gonna see the light of day because I just don't have time to edit it. But then to create 2 bonus episodes. But even just the regular show, in order to create a show that's like an hour and a half long, that takes about 5 to 8 hours worth of work between pulling the stories and making sure that we as hosts know what we're talking about, and coordinating the recording, doing the recording, and then editing the show and getting that live and posted. That's no small feat. I mean, that in and of itself is like a regular work day. You take one of our lengthier episodes, and the fact that, we essentially recorded, or that I essentially recorded 3 of those this week is kind of crazy. Between the 2 bonus episodes for PAX East and the regular one that you guys aren't even going to see. It'll probably go up one day as maybe like a bonus episode. Or maybe I'll just release it as a second episode this week if I get the time. But, something like that, or even just, writing an interview, throughout the day today. I've been talking to Jenny about a new post that's got to go up for an interview that she did at WonderCon, and just the amount of work that goes into that, never mind writing the article and getting the pictures posted. We're working with the back end of the website to make sure that we can post that content and that it's going to look the way we want it to. And making sure that everybody's got the right privileges to be able to upload the right amount of files. And I mean, it's just craziness. People don't get to see that. They think that, hey, I have an opinion, I have a voice, and, I want my name to be out there. And not only that, but I want to find success at this. And they forget about the amount of work that goes into it, and they sort of take for granted the fact that some of us have been working at this for a long time. And the reason that we have connections, that we know other people in industries is because we've been doing this for a long time, and because we've put such a vast amount of effort and time and care into these things. And lately, at least I have gotten a rash of people who just sort of want to ask me for favors and want to ask me to do things and help them out. And it's like, I'm willing to help people who who show initiative, who put effort into their craft. You need to do more than just want to do this. You need to be prepared to do the work. And you need to create content of quality also. And that's really important. And people downplay that a lot. They think all you need is a passion, but no, you need to have some sort of aptitude for these things. And certainly a desire to want to improve your skills. And look, you don't have to be a rock star journalist, but I think you certainly need the desire to want to be better, to learn how to do things, to learn how to be the kind of writer that you need to be for certain outlets. There's a lot that goes into this, and I just wish that more people would really consider that, or even would maybe like take a turn at doing something like this on a more regular basis, regularly creating content, doing guest episodes on podcasts, like shadowing somebody as, through production, see how much work goes into these things before you really decide to try and call in on a favor. At the end of the day, don't begrudge your friends who can't or won't help you, because, at the end of the day, we all have to protect our own reputation. And if there's a reason that your friend, or if your friend says, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you, there's usually a reason. And you need to really consider what is that reason, because the chances that they're doing it just to be a complete not nice person is slim, because this is a person that's your friend, and typically friends want to help each other, particularly in the geek space. So yeah, there's that. So people, friends that I know, that I love, I want to help you out, but please give me a reason to want to help you. Prove to me that this is something you want and that you're willing to put in the work, because as much as I love what I do, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of hustle to make even just a little bit of success out of it. And really, you need to have a passion for this, because guess what? You're not going to get paid. You're not going to get paid. So you're going to put in all this work and this effort, and you're going to be exhausted. And at the end of the day, you have to be okay with the fact that you did this because you're a fan, and because you enjoy the process. And if you can't say that, then you need to just back off of it, because it's not for you. Yeah, sorry. I wish I had better news for you, but dems the brakes, as they say. Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to talk about really, really quickly, is there's this whole copyright thing that's happening. Some of you may know because you're in the geekosphere, or because you are a crafter who makes Jane hats. So Think Geek is partnered with Ripple Junction, who currently has the official license from Fox to create the Jane hats from the television series Firefly. Now, Fox has a copyright on those hats, and there's been a bit of kerfuffle. I love that word. It's not used nearly enough. And so what has happened is Fox, as the official license holder, issued a whole bunch of cease and desist letters to people who had, most particularly Etsy stores, that were selling products that were officially licensed products, and in defense of their own copyright. And people got upset. And part of the reason that they did this, surely, is because they now have an official company that is licensed to produce and sell these products, and Think Geek just happens to be the company that's selling the Jane hats. Now, a lot of passionate geeks stood up and were heard, and frankly attacked Think Geek. And it was very disheartening. nerd rage is a very real thing, and it was very sad to see it aimed at a company like ThinkGeek. ThinkGeek has nothing to do with it. They just happen to be partnered with a company who went to Fox, said, hey, we can make these hats, we'd love to do it and sell them. Are you okay with that? Or vice versa, Fox approached them and said, hey, you make geeky licensed things, we're interested in getting in the market. I'm not sure how that happened, but the result is that ThinkGeek has the license to sell these products, or that Ripple Junction has the license to produce these products and sell them through ThinkGeek. And what happened was a lot of geeks just took to the internet and just railed against ThinkGeek, who has nothing at all to do with these the copyright issues or the cease and desist letters, and is just this innocuous third party that just happens to be the public face right now for Jane hats. And it created this whole storm of just concern and independent crafters feeling like they were sort of being targeted by the big bad, corporate multinational company. And at the end of the day, it is a copyright issue. They have a copyright. They have a right to protect that copyright. The fact that, it's been 8-10 years since the show, and they haven't done anything before now, is sort of immaterial. And we could argue copyright all day long. I was just on a episode of Shawncastic where we talked about this particular issue, and it was very interesting, and everybody should go listen to it, because we had a lawyer join us, and so he sort of was able to highlight a lot of things that we hadn't even thought about from a legal perspective that really make sense. From that legal perspective. And when you back away from the fan rage of it all, I think that when you really consider the logic of the situation, it makes sense. And I think at the end of the day, everybody sort of is realizing that yes, legally, okay, they have the right to protect their copyright. And yes, what we're doing sort of tempts the law a bit. But for me, a lot of just the disappointment in the situation was just how people attacked ThinkGeek, who had nothing to do with it in the first place. But also, ThinkGeek is such a wonderful company, and they do so much for the geek community. And to see just this unbelievable negative energy just like aimed at them for no reason, just breaks my heart. And the fact that geeks could sort of treat each other that way is just, I don't understand it, for having a contrary opinion, or, for speaking out in defense of the law. Yes, it's an unpopular position, but it's a fact, and we cannot rail against people who disagree with us like that. It makes no sense. And the idea that such negative energy would turn spiteful and vengeful, I don't get that. I don't understand that. And it's such an audience that has been excluded and just picked on. It just makes no sense. My biggest point at the end of the day is copyright laws are there to protect creators. And as a creator yourself, wouldn't you want that same protection that you're arguing against, just because it happens to be a corporate entity? Anyways, that's that. You can hear more. You can hear more on this topic if you listen to the next episode of Shawncastic. I recommend that you do that. It was a great conversation, and like I said, we learned a lot of things that we didn't even know about, and I thought I had a pretty good grasp on copyright law, but no, there's just so much out there. But I would like to say also a great big thank you to my friends who are awesome and who let me do wonderful geeky things with them. This week is another fantastic week full of geekery. In addition to having our regular episodes of Good to Be a Gamer and Storm of Words, which is going to be awesome. I hope you guys went and listened to Storm of Words. If you did, I would love to hear what you thought about it. Because, like I said, we have a whole new cast of characters, and I think it makes a really good dynamic, and it certainly is a little more intellectual than I thought we were gonna get, but it's super interesting, and I think we're a great show, and I'm so happy with it. So I hope you guys come back this week and hear more Storm of Words. But so yeah, so we're back with those 2 regular shows. As I said, I got to guest on Shontastic for this week, and I also just got to record an episode of the Saturday B-Movie Reel, where we get to talk about the Asylum film Battle Dogs that aired on Sci-Fi this past weekend. So that's always fun. So you guys should definitely check that show out as well. We'll have links in the naughty bar below. And that is gonna do it for me, because it is now late, like it is when I record all of these things. But I hope that you guys are having a great week. God, it's halfway over. Huzzah! And I will be back with you again tomorrow for more Vlog Every Day in April. Yay! Have a good night.